Roger on Union 121. 34, 1-2-34, come in. 4, you're in route to the battery, suspect 318 East 3rd Street. Roger, on your screen, 318 East 3rd Street. Ed, in the parking lot.
Hi, this is the Success 4 team, and we are here with our new podcast series, which is Covert Coaching.
So what's covert coaching?
So, covert coaching, I mean, basically, we want to look at things that we feel people can take on board, which maybe a lot of people don't point out to them.
Yeah.
Maybe things that, subjects that are people stay away from.
Yeah.
Because it's easier that way. So it's not about, this isn't about having a rant about anybody or anything like that. It's just giving people ideas on maybe the best way to deal with a situation.
Yeah. So our first subject is people pleasing.
Yes.
We started off the word negativity, taking that we've applied that to people pleasing and how that can affect you. So Josh, people pleasing. Take on people pleasing.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Honestly, just
Mic drop.
just stop it, because we were talking about this before, and there are situations where you're in a room with 10 people, 9 people are in agreement with something, and you say yeah, but you don't agree with it.
Yeah.
And that's not serving you, because you do it you do it once, you do it twice, and before you know it, your whole life becomes an agreement with something that's not in line with you. And a lot of people get things like mental health issues, they get physical pain in their body because they're not speaking up, because they're not this isn't about making your opinion better than anybody else, but it's letting you know that you have a right to voice your opinion, and it's not always going to be in agreement with everybody
or anybody.
Yeah, exactly. This is it.
Yeah.
But what it can, you can have a different idea. If one person hears that, they can say me too. They can be in agreement with you, but they were the same. They went along, and the more you realise that your opinion matters, the more the more empowered you are as a person, the more confident you become naturally as well. That's
The worst version of this I can actually sort of connect it to is I've employed some people in businesses over time who have been in the armed forces.
Yeah.
And I mean, people pleasing is, they're not allowed to make a decision for themselves, and it's taken to an extreme level where when they come out of the armed forces and they come back to the civilian world and go and get a job, I actually found it really hard to work with them, because you have to tell them everything that they've got to do, and I mean everything. You can't just say go and get some lunch.
So their decision making skills completely just evaporate.
It's not that, it's drummed out of them.
Yeah.
And it's the extreme version of people pleasing. They are just there to do what somebody else wants every minute of every day. And I mean, these guys don't even know what to wear every morning, because they've always just worn a uniform. And it's really, really hard to work with. And I'm only relating it to the couple of people I've worked with who have been in this situation. But that's like the extreme version of people pleasing, where they've spent the last 20 years just trying to please the person in charge. And when you look at, that's the end outcome of somebody that's spent their whole life trying to be a people pleaser. And there's no shame at all, and sometimes it's really helpful if you're, like Josh was saying, if you're in a room with 10 people and 9 people have got an idea and they want to run with it, and you're the one that stands up and says, 1 minute guys, I've got another idea, let's have a look at this as well, maybe this is the better way of doing it. Whereas in that situation, most people just go along with the other 9 because they don't want to be that one that stands up and says something different. Don't be afraid to do it. You may actually save the whole situation. You may actually be the star of the show. You're and is, in an ideal world, when you have, certainly in business, when you've got something that a decision needs to be made on, if you've got 4 or 5 people with completely different opinions and everyone takes it in turn to sort of voice why their opinion is important to them, that's when the best decisions are made. You listen you're taking 5 different points of view on it. If everyone just agrees with the one leader who shouted the most, what's the point in any of them being there? You might as well just have the one leader. You might as well not have any of the other, be it management team or be it, you know, whatever the situation is. So I think it's really important that everyone just be prepared to have an opinion on everything.
Just jumping in on that as well, there's a fear built up around having your own opinion, fear of being wrong, fear of failure. So it's
fear
like you said,
of what comes with being wrong. It's fear of a punishment for being wrong or being perceived
speaking
wrong.
out,
which is a PTSD type problem. It is a personality issue that you grow into, and it is a real crippling problem. I used to have the problem. I wouldn't even want to go to the toilet during if someone was talking because I want to upset them or seem rude. Wouldn't want to walk into a shop if someone was standing near the door because I wouldn't want to feel like I'd have to buy something. Didn't want anything. So I wouldn't go in the shop. That's a crippling thing to have. I'm sorry, Josh.
No. It's you know, I'm nodding in agreement because I've been there as well, and it's like you said, it's literally so draining on you. So for anybody out there, I mean, this is why we're doing what we're doing here. And sometimes it's awkward to hear, and you don't want to do it, but you know, this is why in a like one-on-one situation, if you're coaching someone, it can get quite intense, because all you're doing is calling them forward, and not just the surface level version of who they are, who they appear to be to everybody else, but you're genuinely calling the real core of that person forward, and they're not used to being out. So your mind sort of says, "I'll go on the defense, like I don't want to do this. You know, this is not me." But just continue to call yourself forward. So even if it's something like a little thing every day, just say, "What do I want from this? What do I believe?" And just really and if it doesn't come straight away, and just go past "I don't know." Okay, so ask yourself, okay, I know you don't know, but if I did know, what would the answer be? And just keep asking yourself, and you will find that you start to reconnect to who you are as a person.
So, like, as in the coaching module, you find some people do leading questions, so the answers they want.
Yeah, well, they shouldn't, but yes, they do. Yeah,
it must be quite hard to know whether you're doing it yourself. Did you find that kind of like?
That's a leading question.
It is. That is a leading question. Yeah. It must be. That is a leading question.
No, it's. I think if I'm coaching somebody that's very much a people pleaser,
sure.
It's giving them a lot of people pleasing is to do with confidence.
Yeah.
I always find it's having the confidence to be able to turn around and say, I don't agree.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it would be that peer pressure, be it be it school, kids at school who just give in to peer pressure, and this is that's basically where it all starts. And all the way up to certainly within businesses, management structures where one manager doesn't want to be the one who's singled out. If somebody else has got an idea and I go with it and it all goes wrong, or it was his idea. If I speak up and everyone goes with my idea and it all goes wrong, then it's my fault. Now that's the, like we were talking about, people are scared of the outcome of what happens if they speak up, but that's it's your opinion. If your opinion was wrong, then your opinion was wrong. It's not, but don't be scared of having an opinion, and it may well be that somebody else turns around and says, well, I hear what you're saying, but you clearly haven't thought about A or B or
Sure.
whatever, X, Y, Z. But it's not about whether you're right, wrong, whether you're a leader or a follower, and it's just having the guts to man up and say, so this is my opinion.
If you or somebody that you know is a people pleaser, share this video, tag them in this video, because I want to set you a challenge. So for the next 5 days, I'm not going to do 7 days, but for the next 5 days, say no. Okay, if you get asked something and you don't want to do it, genuinely, at your core you don't want to do it, but you would normally say yes, just say no, and don't even give an explanation. Say no, and just watch the difference, not just in yourself, but in other people as well.
I just thought that it's like the opposite of the Jim Carrey film, where he says yes to
Exactly.
So
Yeah,
you
yeah,
say no
yeah.
to everything.
Yeah, say
See
no.
what happens.
It's
And
not
just
saying
watch
no
the
to
difference.
everything. It's saying no. You know, when somebody asks you to do something, you really want to say no, but you're like, well, yeah, all right, yeah. Just say no. Just say no. It's not. Well, you haven't got to explain yourself, but if it's not in line with your values, if it's not in line with your time you've got spare, if it's not, whatever, just be prepared to say no. And whenever it's that second where normally you really want to say no, but you say yes because
that
you want to.
anxiety.
That split second where if you had to answer within a millisecond, you would have said no. Say no.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because I guarantee you, if you're one of those yes people, I'm gonna come back to the camera. If you're one of those yes people, you will notice that certain people around you are depending on you to be that yes person. So as soon as you start saying no, people around you will change, and you will notice this and ask yourself, is this a good thing or is this a bad thing?
But guess what? You'll have a lot more energy and time for yourself.
Yeah, exactly. It's you won't know what to do. You don't know what to do with it. But spend that time. If you're saying no to something, spend that time and just do, even if it's just for a couple of seconds, do something for yourself.
But it's definitely
And
a trait of a busy person.
Yes.
It's an inability to say no. And I think there's quite a few famous people that will tell you that they learnt to say no to
very quickly.
a lot of things, and that's how you free up half your time just by saying no to things you didn't really want to get involved in. So it's I think that's real valid,
really good advice.
real value.
One of the best bits of advice I actually heard recently was the easiest no is the first no. Once you start saying yes to something, you go down a whole road of yeses,
this is it,
and it's harder and harder to say no, and suddenly you find yourself committed to a business you didn't want to be in, you're in a relationship you didn't want to be in, you got a house and a kid, you think, I didn't want to get in this. Should have said no on the first date. But actually we're married now, we've got 3 kids, it's an absolute nightmare, my hair's falling out, and I wish I wasn't here anymore.
This is it, you're laughing about
I was thinking that's the way it goes.
How's it going?
Laughing about it, but it's so true.
People do.
Many people
do. Yeah,
so many people
spend
have
40 years going down that journey.
Absolutely.
And find themselves in a situation. And most people I just do it for an easy life. Really?
It would be
Doesn't
so
sound
much
easy.
easier.
It
It would be
would
so much easier
to say
if
no.
you say no.
Yeah.
At the first
So guys,
hurdle, say no.
Say no.
At the first hurdle.
Just say no. Didn't Grandchild done it? Didn't Grandchild
That was about drugs.
just say no?
Say no to drugs as
Say
well.
no to drugs as well, definitely.
Yeah,
but
well, say no to the person before he offers you drugs, because then he wouldn't have got to the point where he'd offer you drugs, because you'd have just gone, don't really want to talk to you, mate.
yeah.
I think you sell drugs.
Do you know what? That is how a lot of people go down that path as well. Like in serious talk, they'll say yes to someone, try something.
Yeah.
They get
One
what they
little
do
bit
from
of peer
it,
pressure.
and it's literally just snowballs.
And it's hard to undo that first no once you've said yes.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So be
hard to
prepared.
undo that first yes once you've no. I got it right the first.
Yes.
So whenever
Never
you're
your
in
yes.
a situation, if you want to
Yes,
say
no,
no,
no.
say no. If you don't agree with something someone's saying, say no, and just be prepared. There will be situations where maybe you're the cast out. Aren't you?
If you don't
you're
agree with what we're saying now,
tell us.
Yeah, tell us.
Let us know. Tell us your opinion.
Comment.
Be really.
We wanna know what your
Comment in
opinion
the
is.
comments below, because we'd love to hear from you and hear your experience and what it's like once you've started saying no. Your friend circle may shrink, but the quality of the friends you've got will be a lot better. Trust me.
Believe me, you'll have, instead of all of this sort of surface, crap, you'll have deep and meaningful relationships. Okay, with friends, family, business, everything will become deep and meaningful, and that is so much more powerful. You just show up in the world as who you are. Okay, so like Mark and Richard said, comment, let us know what you think. If this is resonating with you, let us know. If it's not, let us know. Okay, because we're here to serve, we're here to support people on their journey. So as always, guys, we're Successful Global on all social media platforms. Like, share, subscribe, comment. As I said, if you know that this 5-day challenge will really, really help somebody, tag them in it or just share it.
Yeah, share this podcast. Subscribe to us on SoundCloud. And
Yes, SoundCloud. No.
Unless you don't agree with us.
Unless you don't agree with us, then don't subscribe to us, don't share it. And
Mark
on the way.
Make your stance, and say
And we're
no.
successful.com now as well. So go to successful.
Whole nother podcast. Whole nother podcast.
Whole nother podcast.
Take care, guys.
Thanks.
Roger on Unit 121. 34, 1 34, come in. 4, you're in route to the battery, suspect 318 East 3rd Street. Roger, on your screen, 318.